Let us chant from this wonderful sloka. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Vidhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaika Natham. The main God is Bhagavan Vishnu, and the Bhagavata is explaining about the Bhagavan Vishnu. But when the Bhagavata is speaking from different stories through different characters, is a pure knowledge that he is teaching. We have started discussing about the son's advices to his mother. Now, this is very peculiar. Usually the mothers are giving the advices to the son, but here we find it's completely different. Why? Because this is Lord Vishnu who became the son of Devahuti and Kardama. This Devahuti and Kardama, they were the father and the mother of Kapila, and Kapila was Bhagavan Vishnu himself. Now the question of faith, belief comes. Can God come in this human form, etc.? Keeping that apart, we are continuing with these advices, and we find that a person, if he is not God, it is impossible to give advices like that. Now, after the Rishi, the Kardama, left, Devahuti, the mother, requested the son, Kapila, to enlighten her so that she can get liberation from the bondage of this world. Now, friends, we were discussing that was a different era. Almost all the people, they used to think about the liberation, about the spiritual practices, about the high moral values. So that was the general trend. All people used to have like that. See, here also we find the Kardama was a Muni, and we know that in the last time we have read that the Kardama, he knew his son is not an ordinary person, he was the Vishnu himself. And that's why, taking him in a secluded place, the father prayed to the son and said, I want a favor. What is that favor? Paribrajat padabim astita aham vishoka charishe. Paribrajat, I like to roam around. Padavim astita. Padavim, that capacity means I like to become a monk. I know that I have the responsibility to look after your mother. Since I am married, I gave the word, but I kept a condition also that when you will be born, I should be allowed to go away. So the strong desire constantly to become monk, to become holy, the people like that. No attraction for the worldly things. That is very, very important. Now, one young man was telling, maybe that time they were not having the Apple phones, that's why they were free from all those. That they had different type of attractions. The world is having their attractions all the time. Now, these attractions constantly dragging our mind, and when the Kardama left, then the mother came. We know much afterwards, at the time of the Upanishad, a husband and wife having the wonderful dialogue. The wife is asking the husband, why you are leaving? The husband was a very famous rishi, the expounder of the Brahman, Brahmagyani. And he said, because this world is temporary. As long as it was my duty to look after, I did. Now I should go away. And he was having 2 wives. So he told, I will give whole property 50-50 to both of you. Then one, she told, what I am going to do with that property which you are just leaving like this? That means this is not important. Something must be very important for which you are leaving the hearth and home. I too like to follow you. Instruct me. Same way the Devahuti also coming, and in the 3rd book, 25th chapter, sloka 7 through 11, 7 to 11, she expressed her prayer. She is beginning, Nirvinna, Niratam Bhumam, Asat Indriya Tarshanat, Ena Sambhyapyamanena Prasanna Andham Tamah Prabhu. He is addressing her son as the Prabhu. And this Prabhu is the master. She is not considering him as my son. Yashoda used to do that. Mother Yashoda, the foster mother of Sri Krishna, she used to think in that way. But Devahuti, she knew, who is this, my son? So Prabhu, Bhuman Prabhu, O great Lord, Devahuti is telling, I have been in the darkness, Andham Tamaha, of the gross infatuation and utter helplessness, owing to the pull of the senses, Asat Indriya Tarshanat. Asat is temporary. Asat, that the word that is used to give the meaning as it's temporary. It is not there. No, it is not. Sat and Asat. Sometimes some people they translate that it is not. It is negative. No, it is there, very much there. Our Indriyas, our senses are very much there. We understand that. So how can we say it is Asat, that is not there? Brahma Satya Jagan Mitha. The Mitha doesn't mean it is not there. Sometimes they will be telling in the Sanskrit, Shasha Shringa. Shasha means the rabbit. And you cannot have the horn of a rabbit. That is Mithya. The Shasha Shringa is not, it can never be. Of course, we do not know. Nowadays, science has developed so much, it can be. But normally it is not. And that is the reason it says that is Mithya. But what about this world? What about our senses? What about our body? We cannot call it as a Mithya. It is very much there. Then what is it? Temporary. Because it is temporary, people should not pay much heed to these. That is the advices again and again. In the whole scripture, in different way, they say like that. And here she is telling, I have been in the darkness, Andham Tamaha. Andham means, Tama is darkness. What is Andha? I couldn't see. Why? Because of the darkness. What is the darkness? Ignorance. What is the ignorance? That this world is temporary. I could never feel like that. When I was young, I was thinking I should have these, have that. So many, we also do the same thing. Then a time comes, each and every one of us, then we say, no, it is enough, is enough. This is not the thing that I wanted. In the Rabindranath, sometimes he mentioned in that way, whatever I pray by mistake. Jaha chai, taha bhool kore chai. What I am praying by mistake. And what I get, I don't need that, I don't want that. Jaha pai taha chaina. So what is this? The whole life I wanted that I should have the name, fame, success everywhere. Then when I got those things, these I never wanted. I wanted something else. And what is that? The peace, the happiness. Yesterday, two young gentlemen came, young people. They were talking about their officers over here working, engineers. So I was telling what is the goal of the life? They didn't answer, and now they are cautious. So all the time we think the goal of life to achieve this, to have this and have that. Then ultimately, when I am completely alone, when all have gone away, then I feel, no, I never wanted this. What I wanted? The peace, the happiness, the joy, the fearlessness, the conception of the permanent. That I wanted. Where did I search? I searched in the wrong places. And that is the reason I couldn't get it. I used to give the example like one young man wanted to get pass in the school exam, and he went to a teacher, said, how to get the pass marks? I had to get the pass in the exam. Teacher, go and read the books. If you read the books, then it will be. That fellow couldn't understand. Andham tamam. He made the mistake. He thought books. He went to the library and read all the books, different types of story books and frictions and that. But in the examination, nothing was there. He plucked, he failed in the exam, and then he came and told the master, what is it? You read the books, but wrong books. So I knew what he said, but I am not getting proper direction. So why? Asat indriya darshanat. Because of the asat indriya. The indriyas, they are constantly dragging me. See the mother, Devavati, she also learned lady. And she was not ordinary because she became the mother of the Lord Vishnu. So obviously she was having all those qualities. She understood it. And Indriya Darshana, the constant pull by the Indriyas. And where the Indriyas are taking? To the world. Why? To make me deluded. The millions and millions of people are having the same problem. And next, by your grace, I will reach the end of this darkness. I have gotten you a great guide. Tvam Paragam. Tvam Paragam, the great guide. Shankaracharya, in his Vivekananda, he is mentioning three things that are very, very difficult to get. Only by the grace of God one can achieve. The human birth, desire to be liberated, and finally, and very difficult, to get a good guide in that path. Now, why he said like that? Majority of the people, not that they are not religious, but the religion means a little bit of morality practices, that much. What is the religion? Just practicing a little bit of morality. I am not harming others, I am not doing this and that, and a goody man, that's all. So that is not religion. That's why Swamiji said religion is realization. What is the realization? Understanding the truth. What is the truth? God alone exists. That is the truth. And that's Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna here and there in different way. He is mentioning, if one is there, then as many zero you put as the value. If the one is not there, zeros are zeros. No value. So God is the only. So she understood and she is telling, you are my guide, the best guide. In this life I have God. So I am not going to lose this opportunity. And to get the guide, It's really, really very difficult. Then in the 11th verse, she is mentioning, that was the 7th one, now the 11th, she is telling, Tvam Tva Gataham. Now, listen to the word she is mentioning. Sharanam Sharanyam Sa Vritta Samsara Taruputharam Jigyasaya Aham Prakrite Purushasya Namami Sat Dharma Vidam Varishtham. Now, Ma Sharadamani Devi, Girish Chandra Ghosh, apparently a drunkard and not very good character person. But he understood the mother is not ordinary lady, and she is the goddess Durga, and she is the power. Girish Chandra told this to her brother, who grew up along with the mother, but he never believed it. This lady, you say, Goddess Durga is a divine? No. I know her very well. We all grew up together. She is just my elder sister, that's all. Girish was pursuing that man. You are an idiot, not understanding this. Go and just hold the feet of the Divine Mother and say, give me mukti. Go. He persisted. This man came half-hearted, and then he touched the feet of the mother. Mother told, hey, what happened to you? Why you are doing this? That exactly I was telling Girish, but he is persisting that I should do it. And they think that you are divine. Mother told, I am your sister. This is Mohamaya. Though that person was born in the same family, same parents, grew up along with mother, couldn't understand. It's not so easy. And that is why the Devahuti didn't make any mistake. The Devahuti accepted her son as the guru and giving the great respect to her. Sharanam Sharanyam. I am taking refuge. And that is a very important word. I am taking refuge. If we don't accept the wholeheartedly, the ideology wholeheartedly, there's of no use. We come to this temple, we go to that temple, we go to this Maharaj, we go to that Mataji. This is a good student of philosophy, and that's all, nibbing here and there, and nothing wrong, but not going to be getting any spiritual progress. No. You have to accept one ideology, and you have to continue in that. Nothing wrong in understanding others. Haji haji karte rahiyo, baitha apna tham. In Hindi they say. You have to sit on your own philosophy, own ideology, very strongly. But at the same time, you go on telling, yes, it is good. Oh, you are going to that Mataji, very good. And oh yes, that is very good that you are going over there having prasad, good. All that. But mine is this. So that is the individual choice, and then accepting that, you have to stick to that. Most of the modern minds, they just want to have some idea. What the Ramakrishna mission is doing, let me go and check. Okay, nothing. So, Bharat Seva Sangha, then this, then that. In India, where Hindus are having so many different sects, and everywhere you go, that's good. And everywhere I know the Swamis and the in-churches, and so no problem. No. You become a tourist guide that way, but not the spiritual follower. You have to accept this, and this is an ideology you are accepting, and then so this mother is telling, I seek shelter in thee. I seek shelter in thee. Tvam Tva Gataham Sharannam. Why? Because she understood, this is my son, and she is not deluded at all. No relation of mother-son, Guru Shishya. And then she is telling, Tam Tva Gataham Sharannam. You are the best teacher. You, like an axe, Kutaram, cuts the trees of samsara for thy servants. Sharanyam savritta samsara taroho. Taro means the tree. Sharanyam, those who have taken refuge in you. Savritta. Why the Britta? He doesn't know anything, will never take any decision. Whatever the master will say, he will follow. That is why Britta. The Britta, the word, the servant. Why? Servant is not taking any decision, completely surrendered. And I am here not taking any decision. It's not a matter of joke. Because you have to give up all your ego. Each and every one is having the ego. And they always want to do something of their own, following exactly what the master has said. Very difficult. Do you remember that story, those who have read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna? He asked one of his direct disciples, a very great person. He asked, take this cockroach and kill it outside. And that young man, why to kill? He let that cockroach go and came back. Sri Ramakrishna, the great master, he was sitting over there. The moment he returned back, did you kill that? No, it's not necessary. I just left it. Whatever I say, do that 100%. So that is the main thing. And some of the people say, why that disciple was correct? Why to show that it is not the question of all those things. No, emotion is the question of the principle that I am going to accept. Whatever you say, I will do. Swami Vivekananda, a group of young people came and they told, Swamiji, I like to accept you as our Guru. Is it? Then go and climb that tall tree and jump from there. I asked him, are you ready to do that? I know by jumping from there, it will be great benefit for you. If the Guru says, are you ready to do that? He was perhaps scratching his head, jumping, no, not that much, the weight then. Whatever you say, I will do that. This is another great, if you read these books, the wonderful books are there and the lives, then only we can understand. The Marathi gentleman, he was in army, British army. He heard the name of Swami Vivekananda, and when he was on vacation in his village, he came to know that Vivekananda's train will pass through their village. But in the village station, that won't stop, and it's British time, punctual. So that was perhaps the first time in the British India, they organized a block. Nowadays everything is blocked. Even a goat is dying, they will block the train and all that. And they will ask the government to find out the goat, like that. But that was British time. This young man went and sat on the train tracks. They were waiting. The naturally news spreaded what to do and what not to. So many people, the villagers sitting. Then they said, okay, ask them to go and stand apart. Train will be very slow, but it's not going to stop. That is British. Rule is rule. But for your sake, a little adjustment, it will be slow. They slowed down, requested Swamiji to come out, stand at the door. Swamiji stood. This young man saw, so many people saw. He immediately decided, I am going to follow him. And he started running after the train. He came by that way up to Madras. Swamiji left by that time. Again some people, they helped him. He came to Calcutta. And then he was searching. Calcutta is naturally, he is from the village background, doesn't know English, no Bengali, and he reached into Calcutta. Calcutta was the capital of that time, the India. So the big city, somehow you reached Belur Math, and Swamiji was very happy. Then afterwards, one day, Swamiji asked him to go along with another Swami to purchase a cow, and told, moment the cow is purchased, it becomes to our ashrama, hold the rope of the cow. Here the story begins. When he was crossing the river, Ganga, and the moment it was purchased, he asked the other Swami, now you have paid the money, the cow is ours? Yes. He immediately hold that rope, because Guru said. Then afterwards they were crossing the river, but that time because of some maybe the year, some waves, the cow became afraid, it jumped into the water. This young man also along with the rope jumped into the water without knowing any swimming. Somehow he survived because cows are very good swimmers. So somehow with the help of the cow he survived, went on the other shore, other people went and brought them both. And Swamiji scolded him. What is this? You went along with the cow into the water and you don't know swimming? Cow could save itself. Then his answer was sad. You asked me to do that. I followed your words. And that is the Guru. The Shishya means once I have accepted, I have said yes. Whether I am successful, whether I am dead, no question. But before that, one should be careful to understand who can be chosen as a Guru. So here it says, I salute thee, aham namami, the greatest among the knowers, sat dharma vidam varishtam. Sat dharma vidam varishtam. Varishta means the greater. So you are among the knowers of God, you are the best. And pray to enlighten me about the matter and the spirit. What the mother is asking, Jigyashaya prakriti purushasya. Jigyashaya prakriti purushasya. What is that prakriti? That is the nature. So that is the matter. And purusha is spirit. And we are having the two. This body is the matter. And within that there is a soul. That is the spirit. And without that soul, without the spirit, nothing is there. This body of no use without that soul. So tell me about that. Hearing these questions, reading about the questions, we can understand the mother was a very advanced soul. Though again and again she is telling, I am groping in the darkness, I do not know anything of it, please help me. But she was in spiritually or at least philosophically she was great advanced. Seeing the strong desire of Devahuti to get the liberation, Kapila became very happy and he said from 27 in the 15 verses, 13 to 15, 20, the 15 verses, 13 to 27, the total 15 verses, explain how to realize the truth. Why I am mentioning this? Because Bhagavatam is a very big book. It's very difficult to, once you start reading, you'll be lost in so many stories and from there we are taking out only the nuggets of golds. And we are taking out that and presenting because it won't be possible to complete the Bhagavata when you are reading. One gentleman, he was telling that two of the friends, they are reading Bhagavata in Dallas. And he was telling, the Swamiji, when we are reading, we listen to you, but we cannot relate. So I decided that it is better to mention the chapter and the slokas, so those who are listening over there, they may be able to find out from where I am explaining. The Kapila began by praising the benefit of spiritual concentration. Now, why I am mentioning this word spiritual concentration? Concentration, the one-pointedness, if you go to any scientist, they are concentrated. If you go and talk to them, they cannot. There are so many stories about the great scientist. And someone gave the breakfast and the scientists were busy in the lab. Then afterwards, the pet cat came, ate the whole plate, and when he saw the plate is empty, he thought that he himself has taken that. That was the scientist, completely forgetful about his body even. So here we find the Skandha, that is the book, 3rd, 25 chapter, and sloka from 13 to 27, Kapila is going on giving, we will choose one or two from that. And he said, Yoga, Adhyatmika, Pumsam, Mato, Nisriyasaya me. Me, it is the opinion, my opinion. Nisriyasaya, for liberation. Nisriyasaya, for liberation. Adhyatmika means Atmanishta, means very sincere. Here the Adhyatmika means very sincere. Yoga, effort to control the senses, Pumsam, is the best for the human being, is my opinion, Mata me. So, what is the advice? First advice is she is telling, you have to control the senses. Now, really, I was wondering, when we think about the God realization and the people who have realized the God, and there are so many, what have they have done? As we do, the same thing they have done. They got up from the sleep, then they bathed, then they ate, then they... All the things that we do regularly, they also did, right from the Ramachandra, Jesus, the Buddha, each and every one. Then what special they did? Controlling the senses. That's all. Look at Swami Vivekananda's photo. She was practicing meditation, meditation and meditation. Just withdrawing the mind. From where? From the sense objects. What happens? You become Vivekananda. You become Christ. You become Lord Buddha. Just by that. So the Kapila, he is giving the advice. What is that? You have to withdraw the senses from the sense objects and concentrate your mind. And that is the best way for liberation. What is the liberation? The bondage and liberation. The bondage, because we have the desire to enjoy the sense objects. That is the bondage. And liberation, completely free from the desire. Not that the sense objects will be destroyed. That will be there for some other people to enjoy. But for me, no desire at all. That's all. Sometimes some people who have developed a diabetic and very controlled mind, they will go and see that's all people in the party, they are having so many sweets, varieties of sweets. They will say, oh wow, very good. Then obviously the Indian people, the nagging, the no, today one day, if you take one, nothing is going to happen to you. And you said, since he is telling, okay, let me, no. You said, no, this, thank you. I've had enough of it. So that is the self-control. Not that the sweets are not there. It is there. But you are not having the desire to take that. Of course, a fear of the disease, that is a different thing. And when the desire completely gone for name, fame, Swami Ranganathananda ji, you know his name. When he was given by the government of India the greatest, the country's award, the respect, Padma Bhushana, something like the Bharat Bhushana. He said, no, please don't give it to me. Why? Because I won't be able to give the respect to that thing. I cannot put anything before my name because my Guru has given the name, Swami Ranganathananda. Before that, nothing. And after the name, if I put that, which is the highest respect for the honor for the country, that will be an insult for my country. That also I am not going to do that. So don't give it to me. Can you imagine? The people, the whole life, they always think, I am going to get that. And they'll be going and lobbying with the powerful people. Please give my name. See, 21 papers I have published. So many things. Of course, nobody read the paper, but I have published 21 papers like that they will be doing. Then afterwards they will get that, and then with great honor they will mention Bharat Bhushana, this is this and that. But here is the man who is simply, why? No desire. What is the desire? To be respected, to be honored, to be known? No desire. So that is exactly what is telling, that you have to Adhyatmika, very sincere, yoga nishtha. Adhyatmika means spiritual. Attention, concentration, maybe for many things. But this spiritual concentration means you have to have the complete clear idea this world is temporary. I cannot hold this thing. All things will go away. Then previously they used to say, go and hold the water within your palm. And if you hold the water, not a single drop will be there. Maybe just moisture will be there. That's all. You cannot hold this life. All will go away. The small little girl, yesterday one little girl came, she was very sweet. And you feel like the attachment in that. Then slowly that girl will grow up. Then she will develop her own personality. And still if you think, oh, that little girl, mostly the grandfathers, grandparents, they think in that way. But by this time they have grown up. Then one of our Swamiji, who saw me joining young, he used to think that I am still that young. Then he used to say, hey, young man, Swamiji, 40 years before that young has gone. No, you cannot. So like this it goes. Because attachment, because that emotion. So this way we have to understand each and everything, whatever we like or dislike, is going to go away. Then what I am going to do? Withdrawing the mind from that, what will happen? Excellent peace. Not that I am going to lose all those things, that will be there. That love, that affection, all those things will be there. The joy, the happiness, all those will be there. But no attachment, that is the thing. Then Kapila Muni is telling, it's because of the psychophysical being, the human being, that it is not the body. Of course, we have to have the yoga and the exercises so that this body should be strong. Why? Because we have to reach to some goal. And to reach to that goal, the body is also the vehicle. I cannot simply discard it. We have to. Those who are planning to climb on the top of the Mount Everest, what do? They do the exercises that they let that body become strong so that they can climb and can bear those things. The same way, those who are boxers, most of the time they'll be doing exercises. Like that it goes. Here also, body is very essential. So I went to give the talk over the meditation in the Art Institute, and there they may be recorded, that when the visitors are coming, they will be using that. So there I was telling, the yoga are two different types. One which is helping the body, another which is helping the mind. The body and the mind, this is very, very essential, important. And here the body, of course, we have to keep it fit for this, but he says, Kapila says, you have to give much importance to the mind. Cheta khalu asya baddhaya mukta icha atmano matam. Now, where is the bondage? In the mind. Where is the liberation? In the mind. It is not in the body. When you feel pain, where do you feel pain? In the mind. And sometimes some people, when they are numb completely, the mind is not acting at all, conscious at all. If you cut their legs also, they won't feel. Like they will push the injection and will completely make you numb, and then they will open your body, they will operate. You don't feel anything. Why? Mind is absent. So that is why the Cheta Kalu Asya Baddhaya. And since you are thinking that you are bound and you are suffering, what is that? Baddha, the bound, bind us, and the Mukta, Atmano Matam. This is because of the mind. Guneshu Saktam Baddhaya Ratam Ba Pumsi Muktae. Now it says, it is the view of the wise that the mind indeed is the cause of both the bondage and liberation of the beings. Guneshu saktam baddhaya. If the mind is attracted to gunas, see, this is the problem of the Indian scriptures. They'll be using so many words, and that's why you have to have the vocabulary very strong. So many different type of words will be there, and they are using to explain you. So what is here is say guneshu. Guna means the qualities. What are the qualities? Sattva, Raja and Tama. These are the qualities. And this Sattva, Raja and Tama, they are the permutation and combination, the whole world. So instead of telling the world, here the Kapila is mentioning Guneshu. If your mind is going to the gunas, this quality, Sattva, Raja and Tama, then it is going to the Prakriti. Prakriti means this nature, means the power of the creation. It becomes bound. So that is the very clear. Guneshu saktam baddhaya. If your mind is going for these external world and simple way, if anything that is changing, temporary, if your mind goes to that, you are bound by that. And what is permanent? Except God, everything is impermanent. Except God. Everything is impermanent. Except Brahman, everything is impermanent. We also feel that, we also understand that. But we cannot keep that in mind all the time. That is the reason. And then, but, Pumsi, the supreme God, Ratam, attached, muktai. If you are attached to the supreme God, you get liberation. So that, in general, he said. Then he is telling, Aham mama abhimana uthaihi, kama lobha adivihi malaihi, beetam yada mana shuddham, adukkam asukham samam. And what happens if we can have that? So now the Kapila is telling, freed from the lust and greed, etc., impurities. Now purity and impurity in the Bhagavata is very clear. But the followers of the Bhagavata, they'll be sprinkling water and, oh, don't touch me, don't touch me. That is the dichotomy. They don't understand what the God said. Now you are in India, high caste, low caste, you are a low caste, you should not come in the temple, and you should not do this, you should not. Hygiene is a different thing. The priests come after bathing, wearing a fresh clothes, that is okay, the hygiene. Because so many people will be gathering over here, so if you are having some other problem, please don't come. That is a different thing. But just because you were born in such and such and you speak in this, or because you are working in so and so level, so don't come. No, that is completely wrong, going against God. Those who are really and trying to serve God should understand there is no difference. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said that devotees have no differences. Bhaktir jati ne. The races, the language, the culture, no difference. Why? Because they love God. In the Ramakrishna mission, anyone can join. And it's a tradition of the Hindus that only the Brahmanas can take the sannyas. You know that Muslim boys are also joining, Christians are also there, Buddhists are also there. And Hindus and different, they are coming in the Ramakrishna mission. And the first 3 years, they should practice some discipline. After then, 2 years, they will go to the headquarters in the Belur Math and under the care of the Guru and practicing the spirituality, meditation, reading the scripture, complete 5 years. Then again another 4 years. Completing the 9 years, when they will test, they will check that your emotion, your anger, your attachment, all those malas, all those impurities have gone, then they will give you that you are considered as a Brahmana, the highest caste, because you are constantly thinking of God. So they will bestow the sannyasa. Ramakrishna mission sannyasa is very difficult to get, very difficult. So many will come, but half of it they go away. Because of this, not that simply you go and get this one, no. And sometimes the mothers, they don't understand, they will purchase the Gurva and they will stitch it properly, then will bring the son and will give to the President Maharaj, Swamiji, give him sannyasa. Swamiji told, go and enroll your name over there and wait for 10 years. It's not so easy. So what is that purity? You have to become pure. What are the impurities? These only. Kama, Lobha, Adivihi. Adivihi, etc. The only two things they say. Kama, desire. And Lobha, that is also the hankering to get that. So lust and greed, that is the translation. Kama and Lobha, lust and greed. They are the impurities generated. From where it is generating? I and mine. When I and mine is there, the mind is not there, then mind becomes pure, and without any duality, it is in tranquility. Then what? This the question comes, that when I am trying to understand the spirituality, I must withdraw my senses. First teaching, I must withdraw my senses. What happens? Then you will be purified. How to purify? Because your Kama and Lobha will be completely gone. And so when the Kama and Lobha is not there, your mind is completely pure. And in that pure mind, what will happen? Then the Jiva, the individual self, endowed with three qualities: knowledge, renunciation, and devotion. When the impurity has gone, only three qualities will come. The knowledge. What is that knowledge? Knowledge of oneness. Though I am the student of Vedanta and then they are... that is good, they all encouragement, but enthusiasm. But what is the knowledge? Knowledge of one. And when you are differentiating, no, they cannot come and these and that. No, that will be difficult. Sometimes, just for the taste, sometimes we say, and that is also necessary, in Ganges, after the Saturday evening, after all the whole day retreat, then we say, devotees, let us go to the beach and see the sunset. It is a beautiful beach over there in the Ganges, Fenville. And then I say, instead of disturbing the local people, because if we go, so many cars, say 50, 60 cars, if they go over there, there will be disturbances for the other people also. They won't get the chance to park their car. You better share a car. Take 4 people, 5 people in one car, and then there you can understand. Some people will quickly go away without sharing the car, but they are studying Vedanta. So the practice is very, very difficult. To adjust with someone, giving a helping hand to someone, understanding someone is very difficult. And that is the practical thing. If you don't do, you may memorize the whole library. Nothing is going to happen to you. Why? Because the mind is impure. And what is that impurity? I and mine. This is my car. Me and my husband only will go, nobody else. So that way, this is the say, jnana. Jnana means the knowledge of one. Then renunciation, vairagya. What is that vairagya? Detachment from anything that is temporary. Anitya drishyeshu. Anything that is temporary, and there it is. And the devotion, that is called bhakti. And what is the bhakti? The moment we say the bhakti, we always think of cooking something or offering something, not like that. Bhakti means one-pointed love. What is the bhakti? One-pointed love and nothing else. Though the word they have used the bhakti and the definition, what is the definition of bhakti? One-pointed love. That is called bhakti. So if these three are there, then experience of the Supreme Spirit, transcending the nature, and Kevala, untouched by anything. Kevala. Kevala Shabda Kaivalya, they say sometimes. The Kevala, what is that Kevala? Untouched by anything. That is Kevala. Eternal self-effulgent, subtle, indivisible, and unconcerned. He also sees the Prakriti which has lost its binding force. Prakritincha hatu jasam. Now in the same third book, 25th chapter, 17 and 18 verses, the result of this practice he is giving. Very interestingly, the person who is successful in the spiritual life, not only he will see that Brahman, which is one everywhere, but will also witness, also see the power of Brahman, the power of God, the power of Prakriti, by which all people are bound. That is the beauty. And easy to say but difficult to do, Kapil knew it. So Kapil is telling, so two I will say, but it will be easy for you. Of course, mother afterwards, today you won't be able to reach to that. The mother, Devahuti, not for her perhaps, for us, she said, still no, I am a very literate person. Please tell me more easiest way. The Kapila will give that advice. Maybe in the next Sunday we will discuss that. He says, one-pointed devotion to that all-pervading Atman, present in all being. This is the best way. Kapila is telling, na sadrisho asti Shiva pantha yoginam brahma siddhai. Na sadrisho asti. You don't have any comparison like that. What is that? Shiva pantha. Shiva. Here the word Shiva has been used, and people sometimes misunderstanding. See, the Bhagavatam, they are also worshipping Shiva. It's not that Shiva. Here the Shiva means best. Shiva pantha, the best. Yoginam brahma siddhai. What is that? Understanding that Brahman is one and that consciousness is present in every being. Friends, those who are the students of Swami Vivekananda's biography, don't you feel that Vivekananda introduced that same thing? Jive prem kare jai jan, who is loving the living beings, he is worshipping the God, Supreme God. That is Vivekananda. And that's why Vivekananda, with great conviction, he said, by unselfish work, you will reach the same goal where Buddha reached by his knowledge and Christ by his prayer. And he said that unselfish work is the best path. See in the Bhagavatam. And you have to help people. How you are helping? There's so many organizations are there, they are ready to help people. But here, how he is helping them? Thinking, understanding, realizing they are my gods. That's why to impress that idea, Vivekananda said, my God, the downtrodden, special object of worship. The poor, the downtrodden, the illiterate, the oppressed. Friends, that is the main thing. We are constructing huge churches, buildings, temples, and so many things. But just by the side of that, people are suffering. We don't think about it. If you go to the different temples, it's glittering, so much of wealth. Whom you are showing this? To God? Do you think God liked those things? No. It's a great mistake. Of course, we can have a big temple for our own purposes. We will go and see. That is okay. But when there's an opportunity or necessity to help the poor, the downtrodden, we must do that first. That's why Swamiji said, and here we find, he said, one-pointed devotion to all-pervading Atman. One-pointed devotion to all-pervading Atman. That is the main word. That means the Atman is present in everything. And mainly the manifestation of that is best in the human being. So Swamiji said, human being is the moving tabernacles. For the Jews, tabernacle means the temple. The moving tabernacles, the human being. If you can, some people are suffering, if you just listen to they are suffering, that's a great service. They want to do something, just help them as is possible. It's a great help, the great service to God. The Kapila gives another suggestions. Prashangam ajaram pasham atmano kabayo viduhu sa eva sadhushu krito Makshadaram apabritam. First he said, Kapila said, that to serve the people who are there, because within them the gods are there. And second is, if you go to the holy people and have their company. Friends, the time is up. In the next discourse, we will take up this wonderful topic. Who is a unique, the way that you go to a holy person. But how to understand who is a holy person? Kapila is giving that definitions, Shankaracharya is giving, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is giving, and Sri Ramachandra's Guru, he is also giving the definition of the holy person. We will try to understand that. This is very practical suggestions, because unless we know those things, we won't be able to make any advancement. Just going to temple, having little, that solace, oh, we came to temple, that's all, and having a mark on your forehead, that's okay for you. Go ahead. But those who are very sincere to make the progress in the spiritual life, you must have to understand these 2-3 steps. Otherwise it is impossible. Let us chant this mantra and then we conclude. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Maruta Stunnanti Divyaistavai Vedai Sangha Padakramapa Upanishadai Gayantiyam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatina Manasa Pashyantiyam Yogino Yasyam Navidu Sura Asuragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Friends, that next Sunday we will discuss about the characteristics of a holy person.